Hey everyone, thanks for listening to the Grow Your Life podcast. This is for coaches, mentors, trainers, and service providers to grow and accomplish more than they ever imagined to make more money in their businesses. Now, today I have a topic that I want to talk with you about. It's one key area where I know is going to have the biggest impact for my coaches, mentors, trainers, and service providers. And it's related to working with my coaching clients, what I believe is one of the single greatest areas that will impact them. Now, understand, this is coming from a business coaching perspective. I am a business coach. I'm not a life coach. I'm not a therapist. And so some of what I might say may conflict with what is taught in fields of life coaching and therapy. But understand that if you want to build a business, these are key. These are important to understand. And you got to operate differently as a business owner than you may in those other types of modalities. So I just want to kind of get that out of the way. There's a great teacher that's out there. His name is Jocko Willink. He has a video on YouTube, and I'm going to get to his video in a second, but I want to talk about when things don't go how you want them to, when things fail, when you're struggling, when you feel at your wit's end, when bad situations happen, turning them into blessings immediately, not waiting for the outcome to change, not waiting for the situation to change. This isn't emotional bypassing or anything like that. It's literally one of the most timeless arts that is out there. And there's a great book called The Obstacle is the Way. It's written by Ryan Holiday. It's based on the writings of the book Meditations of Marcus Aurelius, the Gregory Hayes translation right here, one of my favorite books that's out there, and it's based on Stoicism, which is not, well, a lot of people think it's bypassing your emotions, it's not feeling anything. That's not true. In my experience, it has more to do with being able to feel the emotion but not letting it affect you. Being able to live a much more vibrant life, and not letting things not going your way turn into struggle. Turning adversity into your number one advantage. And that's what I want to talk about in this episode here today. Now, there's a great video, again, I want to just show you this. It's by Jocko Willink. He's a U.S. Navy SEAL, and he talks about this. Just watch the video. Go check it out. Check it out.
One of my direct subordinates, one of my guys that worked for me, he would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on, and he'd say, "Boss, we got this and that and the other thing." And I'd look at him and I'd say, "Good." And finally one day he was telling me about some issue that he was having, some problem, and he said, "I already know what you're going to say." And I said, "Well, what am I going to say?" He said, "You're going to say good."
Listen, that's one of my favorite videos that's out there, simply because I think that the ability to say that's a good situation no matter what is happening will shift how you look at everything. Saying, what can I learn from this? And there's a lesson from a podcast with Ed Milet and Shaun White from about 6 years ago, Ed Milet and Shaun White, where they talk about how Shaun lost, and he says, this is the title of the podcast, "I'm happy I lost. I wouldn't have the gold medal if I won." Now you might think, okay, that's this podcast episode right here. You might think that, how can you find joy and happiness in losing and things not going how you want them to? Well, that's a peak performance shift that, again, I think is very important. I'm not talking about grinding. I'm not talking about burning yourself out. I'm not talking about not feeling or bypassing your emotions. I'm talking about strengthening yourself and flipping your perspective to where no matter what happens in your life, no matter how bad a situation feels, you can get back up again, and you can be stronger because of it, and you can learn from it. In the moment, it might feel so hard, so difficult. but realizing that this is temporary and saying, you know what? What's the blessing in this situation? I've been having lots of situations in my life that have happened. I've prayed for strength in this. And of course, the Lord brings in situations where, not that He caused them, but like there's situations where I can grow, and He's literally saying, here's one you can grow in. And I can tell you as I come through this, like I don't want to go through all, my list of woes, but learning to grow and strengthen myself in my business, my ability to think, my ability to operate, and find the good in every situation is powerful. Now, what I like to do is this. Listen, you're going to feel crappy sometimes. You're going to have situations go not how you want them to. What you want to do is give yourself a temporary moment to feel it. And then learn to find emotional regulation, joy, and happiness. Don't sit in it. And that's one of the things. And we might find comfort in sitting in it for a long period of time. That might be something that we're used to doing. But I want you to change your normal mode of operation where you just sit in your pain and keep replaying it over and over again. You need to realize that you are in charge of your state of mind and your state of body and how you feel. And this is one of the things that I think, listen, stuff happens. Doesn't go how you want. You will have all the emotions come up and they feel like they're going to break you. And then you take a moment. It might be an hour from now. It might be a few days from now. But I would encourage you as a business owner, listen, I used to give myself days and days and days to recover, and I found myself I couldn't be productive. So I've gotten to the point now where it's like, okay, 15 minutes. I can feel it for 15 minutes, and I can immediately snap back into where I need to be. And this is something that I've been praying for, the ability to do, and it's something that I believe has just impacted my life. Things are not always going to go how we want them to. That's just not reality on planet Earth. But if you can learn to keep your joy, keep your happiness, learn to keep your emotions regulated, learn to keep your body grounded in those situations, and you can truly, not a fake way, feel joy in the midst of the hardest situations that are happening. You can start to think more creatively. You can come up with creative ideas. What used to and would have broken you will no longer have that power over you. And so this is one of the most number one areas in business that you can learn to grow in. Is that you can learn that what happens to you, around you, situations that you're in, no longer have the power to derail you, pull you off track, destroy you like they used to. And redesigning and redeveloping your life and even your personality to be able to do that. Personality is really just memories that we play over and over and over again that then influence how we are in our way of being. I got that from Dr. Joe Dispenza, and I found that to be really, really powerful. Is that if you keep thinking a certain way, constantly thinking this way, that will turn into behavior, that then will turn into a habit, that then will turn into a personality. And so what we can do is we can shift in that same way by adjusting our thinking, by adjusting what are we focused on, what are we looking at. And you'll be surprised the results that happen from it. If you want to be successful as a business owner, this is an area to grow in. To learn that, listen, stuff happens. Situations happen. We don't always feel the best. Sometimes we want to cry, lay on the couch. Sometimes our health, we might feel like giving up. Control what you can control. Give yourself some time to feel it, and then pull yourself back out of it. Here's the truth. Nobody else is coming to pull you out of it. Nobody else is coming to save you. It's true. We might be wanting that. We might be wanting somebody else to come and save us. But the truth is that when you can pull yourself out of the pit, you don't go to your normal things that you might rely on. You don't go to drugs, alcohol, pornography, scrolling social media, watching television, playing video games as a way to escape. But you learn to feel the tough feelings. And then you learn to look and say, okay, what can I learn from this? How can I grow in this? How can I become stronger to handle what used to have broken me? And this applies to your campaigns for your Facebook ads. This applies to the technology in your business. You might, like, if you get emotionally stuck because you are struggling with how the technology in your business is not working how you want it to, or things are broken, or a campaign isn't working, or how other people are responding, or people not showing up for you, or things like that, whatever those situations are that you're dealing with, if you can learn to be stronger in the midst of those situations, you can accomplish anything you imagined as a business owner, as a mentor, as a service provider. And listen, yeah, sometimes we need to work with a therapist through what is the underlying issue beneath the surface that's causing this to keep coming up. Dealing with some of those issues. Listen, I believe that you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. But as a business owner, sometimes we got to change the behavior of what we normally do, the cycles that happen. Those cycles, so that when things don't go how we want them to, we see it as a positive. And that will help you tremendously. Listen, if you're a coach, mentor, trainer, and you want to get help in your business, I'd love to help you. I'd love to come alongside you, guide you, direct you. Have you join my Wealthy Coach Academy program. You can go check it out at one of the links below or over at my website at jeremiahkrakowski.com. We'll talk soon, everybody. Have a good one.